And today we are here to have a conversation about artists, managers, legalities, lawyers, all of that, especially artists and managements, because it looks like people do not really read what is in their contract, what is contained in their contracts, and then they later on do something or they end up in breach and then they start crying foul. So we are here to talk about that and actually go into that. And today I have here with me three awesome people, two gentlemen and a lady who are going to drive this conversation. The lady is a lawyer and she is also an independent artist. So I was even asking her a few minutes ago that, for you that you're a lawyer and you're an artist at the same time, would you even need a lawyer when you're getting into contracts? But we'll talk about that later. Hi, Loretta Labi, how you doing?
I'm good, Eko.
Nice. How's the year been?
It's been great so far.
Has January been long?
Very long.
Oh, it's been very short. Because we have for how many days? Just what? 7 days more?
Exactly.
And then it's over.
But
so
it's been long.
It's too short. It's too short. It's too short. But I hope you're doing well.
But I'm good.
Nice one. I'll ask you the question. As a lawyer and an artist, would you need a lawyer if you're getting into a contract? Yes or no?
Yes, I will.
Yes, you will.
Because I need a third eye.
You need a third eye.
To look at things objectively.
All right.
Yes.
We'll get deeper into that. Also, I have a bull god who, has been caught somewhere. So he's joining us via Zoom. Hi, bull god. How you doing?
I'm blessed, boss. How are you?
I'm doing very, very fine. I was really looking forward to having you in studio, but it looks like it cannot happen.
Yes. Myself, I was hoping to come. Initially I told your producer I wanted to be in the studio, but then I got locked up somewhere. So forgive me. Next time I'll come into the studio.
No problem. But are you with the lawyer right now? Are you with I'm just kidding. Anyway, and then also we have George Britton, who is my senior man, my senior brother, also in the entertainment space. Hi, George. It's been a minute. How you doing?
Hello, hi, bro. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, man.
You're a beautiful lawyer, and of course, my Adabraka blood brother.
How you doing, George?
Good, man. I'm good. New year, new vibes.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
Great. And I hope the missus is also doing well.
Yeah, she's good too.
Nice. It's not regards to her. Anyway, today we are here to talk about artists, managers, and contract issues, everything that we need to know, and all of that. Now, to George and Bugod, I want to start with any of you. So any of you that will take it. I think George, you should take this for me. Okay. Can we start this off by knowing the difference between an artist manager, management, right? And then let's say a record label? Can we know the difference between these three to set the base for us to have this conversation? Because it looks like a lot of times we tend to mistake, a management team with a record label and then an artist manager. We tend to interchange some of these things. Can you give me a simple distinction between these three?
What? Bring it. Oh, sorry.
Hey.
Fatherhood in Babylon.
Fatherhood duties.
Sorry, please. I'm just keeping that for. Give me a laugh.
Okay, cool. Anyway, Bugod, you can take this for me. Can we start from there? If you can take this for me.
Okay. Good evening.
Yeah.
So to your question, basically, a record label is an entity. It's a whole entity that contains people that would run around the clock to make whatever it is the goal is to happen. So it's a whole entity. It's like a company. So like CTFM, either CTFM or
ChannelOne. ChannelOne
is a whole institution. And then we have people working at CTFM, CTTV,
ChannelOne TV.
Yeah. Sorry. Forgive me. ChannelOne TV.
Good.
And they assign roles to act. You understand? So basically, that's what really is.
When it comes to record labels.
Exactly.
All right. Now, who is an artist manager?
Okay, so definitely an artist manager will be any of the team members. You know, any of the team members that works with an artist, because there will be several of them. You understand? You might have the head person in charge, then you have his subordinates. So the artist manager himself, what he needs to do, or his role, is to now gather a team of professionals that he or she sees deemed fit to work in the interest of the artist, based on whatever dream or whatever
aspiration,
they foresee.
plan. Okay.
Exactly. So the manager will head a team of people to realize whatever it is that the artists will need to reach their preferred destination.
All right. Now, George, for you, I want to know, is a lawyer even important when it comes to the creative space? Because some people say, I mean, I can read and understand. And I know this may sound like, I mean, what kind of question is this? But you know the industry we are in. A lot of people feel like, but I can read and understand, so I don't really need a lawyer. But from where you sit, looking at what you've done globally when it comes to some of these things, I mean, when it comes to like the creative industry, music and everything, as an artist, is a lawyer an important, must a lawyer be an important part of everything I am doing creatively, in as much as I'm doing just music?
Yeah, I think in with regards to lawyers or attorneys, they're very important in our space. Reason being that you are going into contract with someone, you might not understand the wording. Even if you do, you need someone to interpret it properly for you, so you know what you are signing. Fortunately for us, or unfortunately for us, let me start from the unfortunate bit. Unfortunately for us, when we're growing up, most of us have this perception about lawyers that they are very expensive to deal with. You know, anytime a lawyer is mentioned, we are scared that the whole court issue, all these things, frightens most people. So going in for a lawyer, they think it's a big deal. That's how come right from the beginning, right from the onset, most talent didn't really engage the service of a lawyer or attorney. I'm coming. Really.
Oh, Charlie. He wants to, I mean, let him say hi. Hi, Little Britain.
But yes, for you to go into any agreement with anyone, it is great and it is required for you, especially in the music circle, to engage the service of a lawyer, because one sentence or one word might change everything for you, especially I know usually when you come on, you're a budding artist, you want somebody to work with, you want somebody to invest in you. You don't even care about what you're signing. All you care about is the fact that this person's money is going to propel me to the next level. So you are in haste to sign whatever contract it is. You get me? But like you said, to me, I think it's key. It is very important for any artist, anybody in the creative sector, to engage the service of an attorney.
All right, thank you very much. I mean, George, for that, and I mean, I love that we have a fourth guest on the show. Little Britain is here as well. We'll also get nice. All right, now Loretta, as a lawyer and also as an independent artist, what are some of the things that an artist should look out for in a contract that they are signing? So you're signing a contract, you're an artist, you're creative. What are the things that you must pay attention to? But then again, let me ask you, off the back of what George is saying, is it even needed in the creative space?
So the Copyright Act of Ghana spells out a number of works that are protected by law. And it's not just limited to maybe music works or musical works. You also have literary works, you have audiovisuals, among others. So it is not just about musicians. because musicians, you can break it down to composers, performers, instrumentalists. They all form part of the whole musicianship bracket. So to me, I think it's very important that anybody who is involved in the creative art industry employs the services of a lawyer. And like I told you earlier, you need a lawyer because there are some technical terms that you might not understand. It is the reason why they have been trained for those things. So you are supposed to allow a lawyer to review your contract for you in terms of the ownership rights, intellectual property, the exclusive economic rights of the author. So in this case, if it appears that a work has been commissioned, whoever owns the exclusive economic rights to it is the one entitled to have that work being used. So at the end of the day, you might be the talent, but you might just be a product.
Whoa.
Yes, you might be the talent, but you might be a product because...
So you're just being used?
Because you allow it. Because a signature can cost you decades of your life. And people try to elope the fact that they need the services of a lawyer until it's at the dire moment where you have to now enter litigation, dispute has arisen, and then now they are looking for a lawyer. But on hindsight, they were thinking that if I should engage a lawyer prior to entering this agreement, he might take me this amount. Let's assume that the contract's value will be around $100,000. If the lawyer is taking just 10% of that, and it will save you any...
I like the way
you are assuming.
Yes.
You know, and it will save you the brouhaha, you know. Allow the lawyer to do the due diligence on your part, research for you. Like I told you, they don't sell any tangible things. Everything that a lawyer is doing is intangible. It's their brain. So allow them to do the work for you and pay them their due.
All right. Now, like I'm saying, what are some of the things you need to look out for in a contract? So a contract has been presented to me or to the lawyer or to the artist. So because sometimes they send it to the artist to go through it before they bring it to, I mean, the lawyer, whatever it is, because the artist has to sign. As an artist, what are some of the things I need to look out for? And I think this question is to like all the panelists. So before you come in, let me go to Bugod, and then I'll come back to you. Bugod, what am I supposed to look out for as an artist in a contract? Because I'm sure you have been in the thick and thin of some of these negotiations and everything. As an artist, what are you supposed to look out for in a contract?
So, very simply, you have to look out for your interest to start just to answer it simply. But this is what you need to understand about contracts, right? For a contract will be laid on a paper for signatories to be applied, there has to be an agreement. I mean, a verbal one. So you don't just go and pick up a paper, come and put it down and ask anybody to sign. So what now appending your signature to is a discussion that has been had already. You know, so you're just glancing through to make sure that all the things that you guys spoke about
is represented on paper.
Yeah, have been captured on paper. That's what it is. You understand? So it is not anything. When people say contract, they think it.
Oh my God, the internet is not helping
something
us.
strange. No, it isn't.
Hello, go on, Bugod.
Am I on now?
Yes.
Yeah.
You're saying
So
they think it's something strange,
so you can
right?
choose
It
to have
isn't.
it isn't. So you can have a 2 or 3 paragraph contract. You can have a 1-pager contract. You can have 20, 30 pages of a contract. You know, and it will encapsulate everything that you guys have. Most importantly, it has to capture both parties' interest. So, party A, if you're asking me if I'm party A and I'm going to sign it, what I should be looking out for is the discussion or the agreement that we had, the verbal agreement that we had, I just have to make sure that it's being captured, that specific paper, then I can append my signature to. So your interest might have been discussed, or so maybe I want to do 3 months, I want to do 8 months, I want to do 10 months. I'm not doing 5 years. I'm looking at doing 20 years. That is so these are the things specifically, or most importantly, these things have to be discussed before captured on paper. So if you ask me what you need to look out for, you look out for what has been discussed and what will benefit you as party A based on your discussion.
All right. Now, George, I'm sure, you've also managed a lot of artists and all of that. What are some of the types of contracts that we have in the creative space? Because sometimes we hear, it's just a publishing contract, so the artist is just signing publishing. I want us to educate or give us education when it comes to this. So when you hear publishing contract, what does it mean? When you hear an artist is signed onto a label to work with a label and the label is demanding, let's say, albums and everything, what does it mean? One of the things that's also going around, a lot of people are throwing it all over the place, is they hear things like 360 contract. What does that also mean? So, for education purposes, what are some of the types of contracts that we have in the space?
Okay, so the 360 contract basically is about the label financing the project, the label distributing the project, the label marketing the product, the label basically owning what you are putting out. So there's a label's duty to pick you as an artist, finance your projects, distribute your projects, market your project. So now, if this is done, when we bring all these other bits of publishing and co are just another form of distributing. You get me? Because if there's especially here in the UK, there's a very popular Ghanaian lawyer who does that for a lot of people. So what is that? Okay, we've got good music, because it's got a lot of publishing deals, connected to a lot of publishers, right? What he does is that he links artists to some of these people. Basically, the publishing is, okay, what we can use your music for in the future. You get me? So publishers can actually pay you crazy amount of money for something that they might use in the future. If they don't use it, they lose. But whatever it is, they find a way. So there's a publishing deal. There's a publishing deal that you don't have. You can have a publishing deal separately from your contract with your record label or whatsoever, depending on the size of the label.
Okay.
There are, like Bulldog was saying earlier. So for me, a manager is somebody, or a management company is somebody, or a group of people who run the day-to-day affairs of the artist. Now, if you run the day-to-day affairs of the artist, the question you ask yourself is, okay, this artist might not have a label, So basically, it's two ways. The artist can come and say, hey, listen, I've got this amount of money. I want you to help me with my career. I've got talent, I've got my money. Come on board and help me with, to help me get to the next level. Another one is, especially a typical of, let's say, let me use Bulldog as an example. Bullhouse is it's a label/management company.
Okay.
Now in Bulldog is here, and I'm talking smarter. Charlie, forgive me. So an example is, in Bulldog's case, 2006, Bulldog signs 5-5, right? Now Bulldog was not a major label. Bulldog was, to him, okay, from afar. Let me say from afar, I saw Bulldog as he owned a Bulldog's management company. Now, what the management company does is that he's going to sign you. Yes, he'll sign you. He's going to finance your project. Aside financing your project, it is his duty to distribute your project. Finance, distribute, and market. So, the sort of contract Bulldog will sign with the artist, yes, it will be 360, because at the end of the day, it's the one shooting the music videos for you. It's the one paying for the music you're recording. That means that he owns the masters. When he's done, it comes to you and say, hey, listen, let's sit down. This music fits this sort of market. So let's put together money. Let's put together money and market this music to, let's say, this type of people or this niche market. Now, when these things are going, the music is well distributed, so it's financed, it's distributed. Now the next thing is, okay, marketing is going on. Now, in this case, it's a 360 deal because when the publisher and other deals come, it is the same Bulldog or the Bullhouse Entertainment that is going to sit in to discuss these things on behalf of the artist. You understand? Again, it could be that a Bulldog goes in for Peppy and 5-5 and all these boys, and they say, hey, Boo, listen, we like the way you move. Your management skill is, really appreciated. We want you to join us. We have X amount of money. Yes, you might not take us there. You also bring X amount of your money. Let's put it together and then lead. That is another sort of control they're going to sign with the artist, because with that one, he equally has a financial power and the decision can be shared. Not to say the other one where Bulldog oversees everything, the artist concerned will not be taken.
So from what you're saying and from what I'm understanding, it means that there can be a contract where the artist comes in, he has talent, he doesn't have money.
Yes.
Boo has all the money, so Boo pumps all his money into the artist, and then you generate whatever it is, or what the music and everything. We promote it, we make some money, I give you a cut, I take part. Now it moves on to another part where you've been able to raise some money or you've made some money, probably. But can that happen whilst the old contract is still on, or that old contract must end for us to say, okay, we really appreciate what you've done for us, let's say in the first 5 years. Now we have some money. We need you to still be on board with us, but we are bringing this amount of money, we are bringing this amount of money. And at that point, the conversation changes. Is that what you're saying?
No, like you said, sorry again, like Bulldog said, before the contract is signed, there's going to be conversations between the two parties. Now, if artist A feels like, okay, listen, let me go back to, I like to use real life examples. Bulldog and Shatawale. When Shatawale came from the Nima, fortunately for me, I was at GhanaMusic.com then, so I knew what was going on. It was Bulldog. Probably he might not have put in his money in Wale from the beginning, but he was the one fronting everything. He was the one making all the decisions. Okay, let's do this way. Let's get people around you. Let's go to Nima. Let's shoot videos. Let's do this. So in this case, he's the artist manager. I can't tell about the background of where they were getting their cash. From where I sit, I could tell that okay, it was the same hustle that was bringing some money the way invest, hustle bringing money invest. Now it gets to a point where Wale feels okay, I've got my money. Bulldog still feels okay, I've also made money. Would you let me bring my money to manage you entirely, or you want us to do a 50-50 cut? You get me? But let's say like initially, if Bulldog was financing and managing, let me say financing, marketing, whatever, doing to Wale, and the 5 years is up, or 2, 3, 4, 5 years, whatever years they agreed on is up. Now they can choose to continue the same model or renegotiate to say, listen, okay, because of X, Y, Z, I feel the initial contract was 70-30. You were owning this, you were owning that. Brand endorsement, you had to own this amount, that percentage, this percentage. I think I've come of age, We are still maintaining the relationship, but I want us to go this way.
Okay.
You get me? So the direction will determine what you guys put on pen and paper. Yeah.
All right, cool. Now, Boo, I'll come to you. Because George has given a few instances here and there, so you give us more like clarity to some of these things. But Loretta, what are some words in contracts that we need to be very pay critical attention to? Because George mentioned something. So you've worked, you signed it off. Oh, this person owns my masters. Do you get? Yes. You sign a contract. You say, okay, so this work I've done with you, you own it in perpetuity, because that word has been flying around this week a lot. The management commissioned some creative works to be done with you and everything, and then they own those creative works and everything. What are some of the words that we need to pay attention to when it comes to creative contracts that would, without understanding them from the onset, later on could bring a lot of issues?
Okay, so I think firstly, like Bulldog said, it was the duration of the contract. You have to know that it can't be in perpetuity. So if you find a contract that is in perpetuity, it means it is forever. And that is where people will say maybe they are being enslaved. Then we also have the termination clause. So it means that once the contract comes to an end, what are the post-termination rights that I would have as an artist? What rights am I leaving with the management? Exactly. Then we also have the exclusive economic rights. So if you find the word exclusive economic rights in the Copyright Act, it inures to the author of an how do you call it? An artistic work. So at the end of the day, if a management or a record label commissioned works with you, being the image or your voice, whatever it is, but they funded it 360, at the end of the day, when they have the exclusive economic rights to it, you do not own it even after the contract has ended. You need a license from that same management that perhaps you have stopped working with, or you need their permission. They could also go ahead to give it to you, maybe royalty free. Then you can use it. But the fact that
I have to pay them if I'm using it.
Exactly. But the fact that I, as an artist, was used in that production or that commissioned work by the management or record label does not mean I still own rights to it after I've exhausted the my service with them or their services to me. Because if they own the copyright to it, then it is theirs. And for copyright duration, it is up to the lifetime of the author and 70 years after they are dead. So if you want to republicize any work or perform something that was done as a commissioned work, you need the express permission or a license from the author of it. Yes.
So when exclusive economic rights is to like the management, whether it was my face, it was whatever it is, I need to seek their permission before I use it.
Exactly. Provided the contract you entered, the terms spells that out. That even post-termination of this contract, we own the exclusive economic rights to these works. So if you want to chart your own path, you need permission from us. Otherwise, you have to go painstakingly through the process of also commissioning your own works or images to promote whatever projects you want to embark on.
All right. Now, Boo, I like the fact that this has brought us to this point. Looking at all that has happened in the creative space this week with, you know, rights, image rights, and, you know, it's my face, so I can take it, and all of that. Where do you stand on all of this that has happened this week? Because it looks like it is a case in point. So you have also worked with artists. I mean, you own a creative house as well, and you do all of these things or some of these things as well. What would be your take on this, and actually your advice to both investors, so let's say record labels or people who are looking into going into investing in music, and also young creatives who are coming up who are likely to get into contracts and everything? Take it from what has happened this week and then your advice to them. Hello? Oh man, internet issues, man. All right. Same question to you, George. I mean, you know, it's this week has been very hot when it comes to these things as well. I think Bugod is back.
Okay, so can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, so I'm saying that, yeah. What has happened this week is just pure display of ignorance.
Pure display of ignorance.
You know, ignorance, yes.
Okay.
On the part of Kwesi Arthur. Either it's ignorance or he knows what he's about. You know, but clearly it's pure. I don't want to say he's doing this by like knowing what he's doing. So I just want to pardon him by saying he's just displaying his ignorance about the space in which he operates. and also it's been very unfair on his behalf. And I heard his dad also talking, and it was all emotional about this whole thing. Let's take out the emotions. You don't sign to a contract, and then years down the line you come and cry foul. I think I've heard him publicly do this before, but he didn't reach these heights. But this week was on another level, and what he did was extremely dangerous, especially putting the chap Glenn out there for people to hate. I mean, you're causing public disaffection for an individual that has invested in you before. That's not the way to go. If you have qualms with anybody, there are a lot of channels that you can send your qualms. And the way he chose to do it was to seek public sympathy and also caught public disaffection towards Glenn. And it's a very, very dangerous thing. I'm hoping that Glenn's lawyers will take this up, because that's very, very important, in this whole sphere, because he's lost already. To start with, he's lost the fight already when it comes to all the things that he's talking about. He's lost it already, because I also chanced on an interview with Ground Up's lawyers, and they were speaking with evidence. They were just not speaking. Everybody can say anything, but they
evidence is the game.
Exactly. When you go to court, the lawyer in your studio will say that it is not about what you know. It's about what you can prove, and you can only prove this with evidence. So to come out and say you've not made a dime when there are emails contrary to what you just said points clearly that you are a liar. I'm hoping that by now he should be out there putting another statement out to say, hey,
I retract what I said.
Yes, it was a misunderstanding, and hey, thanks for all the love. And I saw a lot of big media people saying all sorts of things. One of the few people that spoke very and forever will have my respect is Shatawale. Shatawale said something very profound.
What did he say?
He said we need to contribute. I think I later on saw Kwakasi tweet the same thing. We need to contribute and go and pay the said amount that to the label. Yes, because this is what you signed up for. This is what you signed up to. Yeah, coming out there emotionally, and the artists do that all the time. I've been through my own hell. I don't even want to talk about it. But George will tell you, so he knows we've come a long way. But the artist feels that because they have the fan base, so they will come out there, and this is 2026. It's sad. People are getting wise and wise and wise. So when you put yourself out there like that, you look stupid. You don't come and throw people under the bus because of an emotional outburst. You don't do that. If you have qualms, you have issues, there are appropriate quarters. And I've listened to everything. I've listened to his dad. I've listened to him. Read his tweets, and I've listened to Glenn's people. Now when you do this, people like the George Britons, people like the Glens, people like myself, and the Richies and everybody, will just fall back like our predecessors did. The Agicos, the big bands, the Despites, all these things. If you do that, we will not get, and that is why we are not anywhere near these Nigerians. You understand? Look, there are people in this country. We keep talking about the O2, go and fill the O2 arena and blah blah. We cannot. Look, it is easy for us to do it. We have the goods to do it. We have the people.
We have the men.
I can tell you confidently. I can tell you confidently that Ghanaians started migrating to London way before Nigerians. Our first encounter with to do the O2 when we did the the Indigo. Years back, it was Alodia who did that. Myself, 55, I1, Castro, and a few others. We filled the place up. And if they continued with that momentum, by now the O2 are another 20,000 will be small. We will not have waited this long for us to be having that conversation. And the time when we had African Girls, Wizkid had just released his second single.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, so what are we talking about? But people have been disappointed. People have been, there's a whole ecosystem that makes these things happen. So for you to sign up with a label has to now go and pull all their resources. I have a sweet and a beautiful relationship with my brother George Britton. He has impeccable knowledge and expertise in the space that we apply our trade. So if I sign on an artist, I'll easily call him and say, bro,
Charlie, I have this guy.
Sure,
put him on.
Yeah, I need to make sure we get to the top with this. He will also now gather. It's teamwork. You can't do this alone. So after we've done all these things, then we go and ask for favors. Sometimes we don't even, because it is us, between us, we don't even give ourselves money. We know that, that we'll return the favor. You understand? So if you do all these things, and now the artist comes out to be saying some of these things, it's sad. It's sad. Yeah, it's very, very sad. And that's why we need to respect the likes of Stonebwoy, Shatawale, and Sarkodie. They've done this. They know, they understand the rudiments of the game. They understand it. Yes.
So what would be your advice? What would be your advice to young creatives who are, I mean, looking into getting into the space for, I mean, people to actually manage them? Because in as much as this is happening, it's not also deterring a lot of young guys from saying, hey, I mean, I want to sign on to this person, I want to sign on to this, and I want to sign on to that. Because I want you to actually look at it from both lenses, as somebody who owns a creative house, who will be looking to sign artists, and also to artists who are looking on for people to sign them.
Okay. Like you just said, I mean, my inbox is filled and my phone is always buzzing. I'm sure George will have the same story, right? Now, what I'm going to say to us, some of us are tired already, you know, because it's
but please don't be tired, please. Don't be tired. You can't be tired.
You see this era, right? This era, I think we are awake, and that is how come I've never met Glenn, right? But I can share his pain. I'm sure when I was going through what I was going through, maybe Glenn had not even started to be what he is today. You know, George will tell you, not a lot of us were able to, strong enough to fight for some of us when these things happened to us. Nobody was speaking because they were scared. And unfortunately, we have an industry where it's artist-led. So people tend to, people tend to sympathize with the artist. Now,
without knowing the truth.
I don't understand, but hey, this is where we are. Maybe we'll get somewhere. But for us to be able to cross this threshold, we need to start thinking. Look, I was telling I think a channel this morning when I spoke that 90% of Ghanaian artists have signed contracts that they did not understand, or that was more like an albatross around their neck. And don't let me say, don't even let me talk about creatives. All of us. I'm assuming you have a Facebook page, boss.
Yeah,
I do. Have an Instagram page as well, right?
Yeah, terms and conditions I don't read.
These are contracts you have signed. Good. When you get there, you want to just quick because you want to see your face there.
Yeah.
They have gone to sign the YouTubes, they've gone to sign their TikTok deals, and nothing proper is coming out of it. You understand? But they will not go and fight the machines. They will not go and fight the white man. But they'll come and fight George Britton because they can see George Britton and tell him off. They'll come and fight Glenn and tell him off.
But YouTube
Glenn,
money is small,
Glenn,
but you're not fighting them.
Yes. You understand? So my advice to every artist or a young artist that's coming up there, hey, if you know you don't want control, do the road, because you will do it. Maybe you get there in 30 years. You get there in 40 years. We'll still be here. Gladly for you, we'll be here and listen to you.
Wow.
The Shatawales have done it. Yes, they did 10 years, went back, and they came back, sought the proper, what should we call it, relationship, and lifted themselves up again. Look at the stretch Sarkodie has done. Look at the stretch Stonebwoy. They're still here doing it. So if you're a young creative, don't be in a hurry. Do your hustle. If you can't do your hustle, then respect authority or understand what you are going through. And if it doesn't work for you, relax. Everybody's in a hurry to blow. I don't know where they are going. I don't know whether they have a time.
Let it trade.
Exactly. And these days, you see, very soon they are even going to be wiped out. These days, AI is doing everything. So you have to be smart.
Charlie, George, I say,
yes, there's a song that is gone viral this week. I just got to realize that it was an AI.
Yeah.
Papauti.
Yeah.
Yes.
Crazy.
It's a beautiful song. So then why would I need an artist to come and sing anything? We are delving into dangerous ground now.
Don't go there. But thank you very much.
We are delving into dangerous ground now.
Thank you.
So they need to inform themselves.
All right. But I mean, to you also, George, I mean, what would be your advice? And we are wrapping up. What would be your advice to, I mean, creatives out there? Because I feel like at this point in time, we need to educate them on some of the things they enter into. I mean, you can touch on image rights and all this whole 360 deal, perpetuity, all of that. I mean, signing off your masters, what does it even mean? I mean, as a young creative, if you're coming up, do you sign off your masters or you might sign it off with, time bound and all of those things? So what would be your advice to them?
Seek a lawyer's advice. Seek a lawyer. I think that's what we need to encourage ourselves to do. There's a popular lawyer that Bulldog mentions every day. Ever since Bulldog started having issues, there's this lawyer that is very close to. And I like the lawyer fans. Yeah. Every time that I hear the lawyer name, and you see, like I said from the beginning, growing up, we were scared of approaching lawyers. But look at you today. There's a lawyer sitting by you. That means that these people have been around us for a very long time, and they're still around us. So we need to engage and use their services. They know what we don't know. In the beginning, when the artist comes to you, they come with all levels of humility.
Yeah.
That, do for me, bro, this.
We go blow. If you blow, we go happy.
And the fact that we have been around for a minute, we just want to be part of every artist's success. Not every, but anyone who comes to our way, we want to go the extra mile for you to be up there. Unfortunately, when they get up there, the attitude changes. I understand it's with human. But then again, there's something that we as an industry need to also look at. Like Bulldog said, today himself, me, Glenn, Kiki Bansen, quite a number of people have worked or are walking away from this industry. Now that is the sign that is going to show us that the industry is going to get weaker and weaker and weaker. Yes, once in a while, somebody will pop up. Imagine after all these years, we only have 3 artists that stands out. I understand in every country, in Nigeria is the same. Elsewhere, but the mistake we are doing as people in Ghana is that we are empowering the artists and leaving the executives out. Now, if the likes of the Alaudias and the Aquabas, the Bulldogs, the Kiki Bansen,
the Revolves,
all these boys are what's the word for it?
Well equipped,
well projected. You get me? Listen, Nigerian music. Now, when I was on tour with Cavmido, right? Nigerian guys that were seen all over the world, everywhere we went to. Your Gaga, what's his name? All these top Nigerian boys, we don't see them in music. They're not musicians. They are music executives. Everywhere in the world you travel to, you meet these guys.
Wow.
Why would you meet them? They are there to make moves for artists. You understand?
Yeah.
So imagine there's summer coming. Myself, Bulldog, and all these guys have been around in the game. We come together and say, listen, we need to have a Ghanaian wave. Okay, where do we drive the talent to, or the artists, or the Ghana conversation to? Okay, guys, let's list down the list of top festivals across the world. Okay, Bulldog knows somebody here. I know somebody there. This person knows somebody there. We come together and form, an engine that drives the conversation, the narrative about Ghana music. So, in that case, I am powerful. Bulldog is powerful. All these guys that have been there and done it,
we grow together.
we grow together. So what we do is that there's a focus, there's an agenda. And this agenda, like I keep saying, this agenda can only be driven by the executives, not the musicians. The musicians themselves are very selfish. Selfish in a good way. Everybody wants to be successful.
I like the way you put it. I like the way you put it.
So you see how Stonebwoy is moving?
Yeah.
He's moving. Imagine we have 5 people like artists like Stonebwoy moving on that same pedestal.
I mean, we'll grow.
Today I was asking myself, how many stages or how many countries has Stonebwoy been, and mention the name Ghana. You get me?
Exactly my point.
He's a big ambassador.
Yeah.
So imagine,
Exactly my point.
imagine we having the likes of Bulldog who's got connected, let's say Jamaica. Maybe George City has got connected, maybe the UK. There's somebody in Germany, there's this. We come together and say, listen.
Sure.
Okay, we are turning up in Germany. Let's invade Germany. We sit down with the artists and tell them, this is something we want to do. You get me? We want to invade Germany, like the what's it called? The Nigerians through Adesope, Smith and Co.
Yeah.
Were able to drive the Afrobeat. Yes,
Sure.
the Afrobeat music is there, but you need people to drive it. You need people that have the folk. Listen, musicians, we're not saying they're dumb or whatever.
In wrapping up, George. In wrapping up.
Yeah, they are smart in their own way. You get me? But let's find a way to empower the executives. The music executives are the guys who are going to drive this industry from where it is to the next level. So that tomorrow, an artist will not come out to the bloom and blame somebody that you have not earned a dime. But meanwhile, the 90,000 plus pounds that has been received, the 120 something thousand pounds or whatever amount has been collected. These are monies that we made from music. So as an artist, closing. As an artist, if you really want to take this as your career, before you go to the next Bulldog or before you go to Bulldog, make sure you know a lawyer. That after a conversation with Bulldog, you see the lawyer and have conversation with him as well, before even the contract comes in, so that he will also advise you that our contract that we are signing doesn't become so emotional, but very, 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 very work related.
All right. Thank you very much, George. And in wrapping up for us, Loretta, what would be your advice? And then also, touch on this whole emotional and legal things. Like, let's do a distinction. Emotional and legal things.
At the beginning of our conversation, I told you that evidence is the name of the game. So the fact that you are the first to run to the public for emotional sympathy does not necessarily mean that you are the one who will win in court. And I also mentioned to you that in contracts, you do not necessarily have to always end up in court, which is litigation. There are alternative disputes resolutions as well. So I think I watched the interview this morning, John Amable, the lawyer for Gonda, and they had sent correspondences inviting for negotiations. So you could either negotiate and you don't have to come to the public. There's mediation where a third party, because he mentioned that his father or the father of the artist had been invited for meetings and all that. Then there's arbitration. So you don't always have to end up in court. And to the young artists, I think you're usually hungry to be exposed. So you find every
means possible.
Every opportunity that comes, you see it to be so urgent to quickly jump on it. But please, seek legal advice. The lawyer is your friend. It's not always about money, but seeking your interest at heart. So that's all I have to say.
Thank you very much, Loretta. Thank you very much, Boo. Thank you very much, George, for making this happen. I've learned so much, and next year when I'm starting my music career, Boo God, I'll be coming to you. Me, I don't get money, but I'll come to you. So
me now, if I could sign you, we go use blood. We go at the cemetery, no paperwork, blood, eggs, and cemetery.
Why? Charlie John, thank you very much. My regards to the business as well, and George, to you as well. It's been fun. It's been awesome. We'll go for a quick break. When I return, I'm sitting down with Dinah Hamilton. We are talking about Awake Experience 2026. We'll be right back after this break. Don't go.